What's up, ladder climbers? This is Antoine Wade from the Black Kite channel. And in this video today, I'm going to be discussing how you can stand out to land that dream job. How you can stand out in that interview to land that dream job, guys. Your resume is going to get you the interview, but the tips and the strategies that you need in order for you to land that dream job is what I'm going to be discussing in this video today, guys. And it's going to be helpful for those of you who've been laid off or those of you who are looking to level up in your career. Stay tuned for the entire video so that you can learn the tips and strategies from somebody who's coached thousands of people over the last 8-9 years on things that they can do to stand out in that job interview to land their dream job. I want to discuss the latest trends forecast by Glassdoor and Indeed on the job market and what it takes to stand out as a job seeker. We already know that the layoffs have happened. Layoffs are going to happen. With the ongoing challenges and staffing across the industries due to an aging population and the shifting demographics, workers will continue to have the upper hand in the job market. At least that's what Glassdoor and Indeed are saying. And as a career coach who have coached hundreds of clients over the last 2 years, I've learned what it takes to stand out in a competitive talent market. Okay, first, I want to give you guys this advice. I want you to really get your resume in place. I want you to emphasize that your resume, or I want to emphasize that your resume earn you the interview. Your resume is going to be what earns you an interview. It's going to get people talking to you, right? So if you've been impacted by the layoffs, or if you are looking for a new role, getting to sales, whatever it is, understand that your resume is going to earn you the interview. But now it's time to, once you got the interview, you have to differentiate yourself, right? You have to show what experience you have. You also have to show what superpowers you have, or what I would say, the perspective that you bring to the table. What is it that you bring to the table? And you have to know that, right? You have to know that. What is it that you bring to the table to grow in the role that you're seeking? And it's important for you to do your research and to be prepared to explain why you are uniquely suited for the position that you are seeking, right? A lot of times I get, folks emailing me and having conversations with me and saying, hey, I want this job, or I'm applying for this job and so forth, but they can't tell why or share with me why they're uniquely qualified for that position. And I want you guys to think about this as you are transitioning into tech sales. Know your why. Why you are the best candidate for that position. What experience do you already have? What is your superpower? Maybe it's the fact that it's easy for you to build relationships. Maybe it's the fact that you have really great communication skills. Maybe it's the fact that you are a really good problem solver. You have to know what your superpower is, and you have to bring that to the table to the employer who's looking to bring you on. That's how you're going to be able to compete into the overall market. And what I would say is this, guys, self-awareness, being self-aware is key in the job search process. Take the time to understand what your superpower is and clarify what your narrative is going to be and talk about your overall career growth. Don't be afraid to talk about any challenges that you face and how those challenges have shaped you, as they show that you are self-aware. And it really does impress employers. If I go to an employer and I'm talking about I want this role, and something that I can say is, hey, you know what? I failed, or I had challenges in this area. It shows that I'm self-aware. It shows that I sought to challenge myself, and I came across challenges, but I was able to resolve those as well too. So self-awareness is very, very important when it comes down to you creating a narrative about your overall career growth. I've had dozens of roles, from software engineer to consultant to manager to customer support to going into sales and so forth. And not all positions that I've had were easy. A lot of them were challenging. right? Going into sales, it was very challenging. The first time I went into sales, it was challenging. I tell people this story all the time, right? So there's a lot that's going on here. Let's continue on.
And we know that investment is necessary for this level of job growth to be sustainable. But the US consumer can take us a pretty long way. I mean, if you've heard recent earnings calls like Uber's yesterday, they said, yeah, we're seeing businesses pull back, but the consumer is still so strong that the business is roaring. And that's what Main Street businesses are experiencing. Small businesses are seeing enormous numbers of customers come through the door. They can't keep up on the hiring front. And that means that they're still adding jobs just to fill their immediate business needs.
And you guys have some access to this churn, to what's happening in the labor market, especially with these tech workers who have been laid off. And we're generally finding work pretty quickly. I mean, is that still true? Is there anything in the recent weeks even that tells you that these dynamics are changing?
We conducted a survey of laid-off workers in January. We just closed it, and those are workers who were laid off since July 1st. And the findings are quite striking. So among those laid off in the last 6 months, 42% have found new jobs that pay more than the jobs that laid them off.
Wow.
What's up, Ladder Climbers? It's Antoine Wade. I wanted to interrupt this video to talk to you guys about Course Careers. Course Careers is the place that you guys need to go if you have a high interest into tech sales. They will help you gain the skills that you need so that you can enter the tech sales world to make a whole bunch of money. Tech sales salaries early on is about $60,000, guys. That's a good salary. And with OTEs, you can make anywhere from $85,000 to $90,000. If you have an interest in tech sales, check out Course Careers, link in the description. And don't forget to use Antoine50 so that you can get a $50 discount off of Course Careers. See you guys in tech sales. Because people ask, hey, Antoine, how did you get into sales? You talk about it all the time. And I say, I got the opportunity to, but it was a challenge. It was a mental challenge for me personally, because although I knew that I wanted to continue to climb a corporate ladder, I didn't know if going into sales was the best path for me. Although my mentors and my coaches have said that, Antoine, you'll do great in sales. But when people are saying that to you, there's a difference with you actually executing on it. Then I got the opportunity, right? And of course, the first 2 months was a challenge. Understanding the process, understanding the products, getting rejected, getting told that they're going to buy something and not buying something. When I'm working with a customer that's going to renew or saying that they're going to renew, and all of a sudden last minute they say they're not going to. And that's hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue that we lose, right? So those are the challenges that I'll face. But what I would tell you is this: when I think about my superpower, when I think about my career, I talk about those things. And I talk about how that's allowed me to grow in my career as well. So don't be afraid to talk about the challenges that you faced that help to overall shape you. It shows that you are self-aware, guys. And what I would say is this: with the trends of remote work continuing to thrive, it is important to plan for remote work interviews and make the remote connection. That's important, guys. It's very important. How do you make those remote connections? Be thoughtful, be focused, be prepared, activated, and strive to connect in a way that's uniquely your own. I'm on a camera right now connecting with you. I do the exact same thing when I'm on camera connecting with my clients, right? They say, oh man, Antoine, you got a great mic. Oh, Antoine, you got a nice setup. Well, yeah, I invested into these things. I invest into these things, and it's unique because everybody doesn't show up with this type of equipment or this level of preparation or this level of focus. So think about it. With you searching for these new roles, plan to make the connection. And you have to do that by how you put yourself together. Be thoughtful, be focused, be prepared, be activated, and strive to make a connection with the person on the other side that you're going to be speaking with as best as possible. And finally, what I would say is this, guys: from yourself as well as the potential employer that's going to hire you, right? Both of you guys are seeking a value add. The employer wants to bring you on because They know that you're going to come in and crush it. You want to get a job because you know you can crush it and you're going to get paid in monetary form, right? Come with a plan. And what I would say is leave a legacy by raising the bar. Leave a legacy by raising the bar and adding value to your role, right? When you step into a role, it's not just a step into it to get it, but raise the bar. Be the person that paves the way for other people. Leave a legacy behind. Go and do your best and crush it, because that's going to allow for you to get opportunities. And then when you get opportunities, that's going to allow for you to make more money, do more things, diversify your overall career. Something my wife talked to me about last week as we were talking about some changes in my career. She said, you know what? You diversify your finances like you diversify your portfolio, or like you diversify your career, right? And I thought about that. I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm invested into real estate. I'm invested into my W-2. I'm invested into 401s, IRAs, stocks and all this other stuff. A whole bunch of stuff that I'm invested into, right? But also, when I think about my career, I've invested into many parts of a business. And when you have invested in yourself to develop skills, it's going to allow for you to climb the ladder. I used the example of going into sales, how I got the opportunity. Well, I only got that opportunity because I left a legacy behind. I added value. I'm only getting future opportunities because I'm leaving a legacy behind. I'm raising the bar. I'm adding value to my role. From somebody who started off completely on the technical side and now is completely on the business side, leading organizations, that's a long career. 17 plus years. Well, it's a short career for a lot of people, but it's 17 years of diversifying myself from engineering to implementation, consulting, to support, to customer success, to sales. And that all has led me to where I am today. It's led me to where I am today. And I would tell you this is, when you diversify your skill sets as well, you're going to get a lot of opportunities. You can make pivots a lot faster as well. So think about that when you think about your career. I remember at one point in time early on, I was told not to diversify. Be a subject matter expert and be the best. And that stuck with me for a good amount of years. That stuck with me. And the person that told me that was a person that I definitely admired at that time. Like, nah, Antoine, if you really want to get to the money, become a subject matter expert. And that still holds true in some aspects of it, right? If you think about it, if you are like the best AI engineer or something like that, and you stayed in that lane for a long time, you can do all sorts of things, consulting and all this other stuff, and you're going to be known as the expert. But if you diversify as well, you're going to be able to lead people and do multiple things. Not just be the subject matter expert in this. You may be a subject matter expert in this, but you may become a novice or an expert in something else, and an expert in something else, and an expert in leading people, and an expert in managing, and all of that. So diversify your portfolio. And I can tell you this right now, it's going to help you make more money in your career. It's going to help you become a better value add to the people that you're giving value to. Okay. So going back to my whole point of this whole spiel was, you know what, as a career coach, how do you stand out into this talented job market? All these people are being laid off and so forth, and people are looking for jobs. 1, be prepared. 2, be self-aware. 3, bring your unique skills and the experience to the table that you have. If you do that, you will land that job. You will land that job. It starts with you understanding, who you are as a person and what you bring to the table. And some people, they just don't understand what that is. Okay. But figure it out. Figure it out. Again, be prepared, be self-aware, and bring your unique skills to the table and know how to talk about it. Okay.